getting some information, talking. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, Wednesday. I don't know if it's afternoon or evening anymore with the travel. I'm sure you guys are. Okay, good. Somebody knows. I don't. But we just want to take a couple minutes, kind of go over what all the services you offer, how important they are, ideas for people getting started in this to make sure they're covered under everything you're seeing there.
Sure. Well, thanks, Nate. Well, at Kaufman & Gower, we're one of the leading corporate cannabis law firms in the United States. We about 8% of our practice is cannabis companies, and we do everything from soup to nuts.
Okay.
We structure and form cannabis groups. We often restructure them because many cannabis groups are put together with multiple operations financed separately, and we have for many successful and large cannabis companies consolidated their cap tables into a holding company to make them financeable or saleable. So we do that. We structure corporate groups. We restructure them. We help them raise capital. We help them buy other companies. We help them get ready to. They're ready to sell the company. We do all types of cannabis commercial contracts. Your commercial contracts, even your leases and your general run-of-the-mill contracts when you're a cannabis company need to be a little bit different because there are some peculiarities relating to cannabis and cannabis regulation that need to be taken into account that you often don't see in the boilerplate forms that might otherwise come across your desk. We also do regulatory work in New York and advise our clients in other states with respect to that as well. Everything that a cannabis company needs from soup to nuts, from beginning to end.
All right, and your guys are available to do stuff throughout the nation. It's not just New York, like you're
we're
saying.
Securities lawyers.
Okay.
So in the United States, the securities laws are federal, and so we have done dozens and dozens of cannabis industry private placements and a bunch of IPOs, and those have been for companies all around the country, from New York to California, and a variety of places in between. Absolutely.
And from what you've seen, how important is it to make sure you're getting all of this covered ahead of time, starting your business, and not trying to structure and go back afterwards?
Well, it's critically important, right? And we see this all the time. Some of the most difficult and, for our clients, most expensive projects are when they come to us and they've already mangled themselves so badly that it takes us, multiples of the time it would have taken to do it right in the first place to fix the messes that they've made. And we see this in terms of, cap tables that don't work, that aren't consistent with regulatory filings. We see this, when we go through the due diligence process for a financing transaction or an M&A transaction. We unfortunately have had the experience with most cannabis companies that even when they think they are ready, they're not. And the reality is we go through this with every company. Most businesses are not quite as spick and span as they think they are. When you look under the hood a little bit, you find some grease. But for cannabis companies, it's exacerbated because of the overlay of regulatory compliance, as well as sometimes cultural issues and sometimes just lack of resources to devote to accounting and legal and administrative efforts. And so we know what an investor is going to need to see. And we know what a buyer is going to need to see. And we know how to take a company from and get them to that place where when someone comes in to do their due diligence, it doesn't blow up the deal. So, for example, we did a reorganization of one of the largest cannabis companies in California, dozens of entities, and we cleaned them all up and reorged them on their holding company. And when they went out to do their first round of investment capital raising, we were expecting a phone call from the lawyers for the investors saying, "Can you explain this to us? What about this? What about that?" The phone call never came. We were a little perplexed. But, I got to be friendly with the lawyer for the investment group. And I said to him at one point, we kept expecting that phone call, and it never came. What's the deal? He's like, "Oh, well, everything looks fine." That's what you want.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you, for example, with how different these laws and regulations are state to state.
They are different.
You want to get a coffee company, for example, you can pretty much get your coffee, open it up. You don't have so much to worry about. You guys help cover the problems if you don't have something set up in a state where A, B, and C is allowed, but the rest are not. So the reality of this is just...
Well, that's the particular challenge with cannabis, because it's like alcohol, regulated on a state-by-state basis. Um, yeah, what works for you in your first home state may not work for you in the next one, and so you need to structure your operations in each state carefully in compliance with those applicable state and local regulations. Not everybody does that, or not everybody does it correctly the first time, and that's part of the advantage if you have the time and the resources to do this cleanup work in advance before you undertake a major strategic transaction. It greatly increases the likelihood of getting to a successful closing and greatly reduces the likelihood of having to live through renegotiations when buyers or investors find problems and say, well, in light of that problem, you're really not worth as much as we thought you were. Our goal is to minimize or eliminate that and thereby increase the likelihood that you're going to get that check.
So you increase your profitability, you increase your able to go forward from day one and not restructure later like we were talking about.
And when it comes time to close those deals, you won't have to undergo that massive process that we sometimes have to go through that can be extremely expensive.
Right, cover it all in the first round and move on.
If you do it right from the beginning, yes. The problem is it costs you a little more, and that's the judgment call that business owners and founders need to make. Because you're starting up a business, you're often short of cash. And do I want to invest what is very precious cash at a time when I don't have a lot of it, for the long-term savings and benefit of the business? And many times that judgment is no, I don't, because I don't have any money now. And the thinking is, well, you know what? Later on, when I have someone ready to buy the company, I'll have the money, right? And sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes that's even the right answer on balance. But it can get very expensive and difficult and time consuming. So if you can manage to scrape together the resources to get structured up front properly and to maintain compliance throughout, you can save yourself a fortune on the back end.
Well, that's what I was going to say is we're going to put your information out there on all the stuff so people can reach out to you. But one word of free advice there. What do you think the number one critical thing that they start off improperly is?
Accounting and financial statements. The number one cause of delays and price renegotiations and deals collapsing is the inability of cannabis companies to get their accounting books and records and financial statements properly implemented and audited. And the first time a cannabis company goes through an audit, it is a very, very difficult process. Every single time I've been through it, and I've been through it a lot. But it's the most important thing. It's the basis on which all transactions are made. So, it's of critical importance. Now, I'm a little partial, right? Being the audit committee chairman on boards of directors of mutual funds, I'm a little partial to accounting anyway. But it's critical. It's critical. That's how your business is valued. And if those numbers don't tie out, they change, or you adjust.
So then, where can they go right now? We'll have the information for them later on, but where can they go, for those who are watching this, where they can reach out to you guys to get on board to get that information?
Well, go to our website, kaufmanmcgowan.com or canbizlaw.com. Call us up, 631-972-0042. Send me an email, and kaufmanmcgowan.com. We're happy to, provide initial consultations. We don't charge for that. And, if there's something we can help you with, we're happy to. If we can solve your problem, we'd love to.
Sounds great. Thank you for the information. We got listeners tuning in. This is the first step in the cannabis business. This is what everybody needs. You need law on your side. You need a consultant. You need a really good consultant that they know the ins and outs of the entire aspect of the business. And starting business off right, you'll finish right.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Neil.
Hope that was what you expected, or at least close.
Oh, yeah. No. That's what I say. I want to get a business card, and then we'll put that information up on the site, too, so that they can go back and look at it.
That would be fantastic.
Because we got several things we do.
So if you want to focus on licensing, getting a